Who taught you to believe that? You know what I'm saying? Like, check this out. Who taught us to believe about relationships, about identity, about health, about money, right? I've been talking about that the last couple of weeks. And after last week's episode, me and you had a discussion.
Yeah.
That's what made us turn on this camera and go live now and drop these bars down. So in this episode, we want to continue that discussion, good people. Who taught you to believe what you believe about yourself and the world around you? Welcome back to Soul Truth Sunday. Yes, sir. Conversations with my good friend, Dr. Larry Ford. Listen, he ain't a guest no more, good people. This is the co-host.
Hey, I got my notes today.
I got you. I thought you was going to come with your jacket on. I thought you was going to.
I started to.
Every time you got your jacket on, that means you shooting all the ball. Yeah. So listen, good people. In this episode today, we had to turn the camera on because we wanted to ask you the question, who taught you that? But I wanted to bring Doc in so we can get a clinical perspective and then give you a peek behind the conversation we had after last week's episode. So you
story.
Yeah. True story. So we getting ready to just jump into it because I want Doc to tell his story about belief and what belief really is. So listen, Doc, let's just jump right into it. Let's just jump right into this thing. So tell the people, what is belief clinically? How would you clinically define what belief is?
A conclusion or an assumption of what we believe to be true. Of what we believe. See, and people that know me, patients that know me, students that know me, when I'm teaching, you have to understand terminology because terminology isn't the same for anybody. And I said a conclusion or an assumption of what people believe to be true over time.
Yeah.
That's what a belief is.
Wow. So a conclusion or assumption of
what we believe to be true. And just because I believe it doesn't necessarily mean that you believe it or anybody else believes it. It's just what I believe.
Wow. So is that why? So let me ask this question. Boy, look, we already getting deep fast. Hey, so let me ask this question.
Oh, man, I got my notes today.
Is this why I always say arguing beliefs goes nowhere because you're not arguing facts? You're arguing from a nervous system standpoint and experience standpoint. Okay. So arguing beliefs. So tell me this. So what is? So now that we know it's a conclusion, what would you say clinically is our job now as adults to in order to change those beliefs? Now that we know that a belief is just a conclusion or something we accept as true. So as an adult now, how do we start to kind of look at those beliefs to see what serves us?
Before we get there, before we go there, this is what I jotted down. This is what I took down in my notes. 7 different pathways to developing beliefs. Number 1, what's repeatedly told to you. Number 2, what we repeatedly observe, what you see in the environment. And remember, I told you guys a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks, the brain develops in the environment that it's exposed to. So when I talk about beliefs, and I know we're human beings, I know we're humans, we're adult men, but what I'm talking about, my primary focus is the brain.
Yeah.
So when I look at these individuals, I'm looking at their brain and how their brain was developed. So this is what I say. What we are repeatedly told, what we repeatedly observe, what we personally experience, how we interpret these experiences. Because I got something I want to understand that to you. The emotional intensity attached to those experiences. The emotional intensity attached to those experiences. How we interpret those experiences. How we interpret.
How we interpret.
Yeah. That's why I paused. Because I said how we interpret.
How our nervous system interprets that.
Doesn't mean nobody else in the room is interpreting it that way, but how we personally interpret what we see, what we experience, what we saw, what we heard. Five senses. Sound familiar?
So let me pause you right there, because that's deep. Hold that thought. So is this why two people can grow up in the same house? Okay, yeah, you know where I'm going. You know, this is why two people could grow up in the same house, see the same things, hear the same thing, experience the same thing, but one of them goes the opposite direction and one of them follows that direction. Is that what I'm hearing you say? Got you. Okay, go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
The emotional intensity attached to those experiences. The emotional intensity attached to those experiences. And what I mean by when I say the emotional experiences, what I'm talking about is how it affected your nervous system. The emotional intensity. Sellout crowd. The game is tied. There's 3 seconds left. That's called emotional intensity. Your body is going to experience emotional intensity. And we as humans believe that you only get emotionally intense when you're in a sporting event. No, you can get emotionally intense at home in an argument or in a discussion. You can get emotionally intense when you come home and the lights aren't on. You can be emotionally intense when you come home and nobody is there.
Wow.
Emotional intensity is defined as anything that disrupts your current nervous system from the place that it's originally in.
From homeostasis, basically.
Period.
Check mark, period. Yeah. See, I look, like he said, we getting deep today, good people, because listen, all week long, man, the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about beliefs. We really want you to hear this, that your beliefs are really shaping your reality. That's what we're trying to show you. But there's hope, right? If you got a belief that's not serving you today in 2026, you can change it. So that's what we getting into.
Number six. Yeah. People who communicate the message to us.
Okay.
Because that's important. Do we trust them? Do we believe in them? I'll get in this later. Yeah. Do we love them? Are we safe with them? The people that communicated with the message to us. I tell my personal story later on today about my mother. Yeah. She really communicated a message to us. And then 7 is culture, family, community, faith, and the environment we develop in.
Ooh, slow 7 down a little bit. Say that again. Culture, family, community, faith, and the environment
that we develop it in.
Wow. Kind of break that down a little bit.
Because the brain, if you've heard me say one thing, you'll hear me say it again. The brain develops in the environment that it's exposed to. Right? So how does that translate? You know, I'm an analogy person. So if we're talking analogies, the corn is developed in a specific environment. And if the corn doesn't yield the crop that it's supposed to yield, is it the corn's fault or is it the farmer's fault? You don't go out there yelling and screaming at the corn for not growing. Yeah. Well, you can.
Yeah.
But however, if you want to get to the root of the cause, find the farmer.
See what he did.
And get the details.
I like that.
How often was he feeding? How often was he watering? And is the corn in the right spot?
Boy, that was my next question. The environment. Is the corn in the right environment? Yeah. Is the corn in the right soil?
It's 30 degrees out there. We ain't had sun in 2 weeks.
But listen to what you just said about that farmer analogy. It falls on the farmer because the farmer has to have enough awareness to know, hey, this ain't the right soil for the corn, right? Period. This ain't the right, so I need to do something different. So you have to have enough awareness to understand in your life what beliefs are really serving you right now, right? Something could have been serving you when you was 15, when you was 20, but now you 30 and 40. Is that same belief about relationships protecting you and serving you, or is it sabotaging you?
Not just about relationships, because when I hear relationships, you immediately speak about family, friends, and things about that. But it's really about life, because those 7 things that I just spoke about really get to in what's called core beliefs.
Yes,
core beliefs are deeper beliefs.
Break that down a little bit.
Core beliefs are deeper beliefs that operate underneath automatic thoughts and behaviors.
Okay.
Because in our minds, we have thoughts. We have thoughts all throughout the day, right? And we have what's called automatic thoughts. We have what's also called automatic negative thoughts, also known as ants,
Yep.
automatic
Negative
negative
thought.
thoughts,
Yep. Yep.
right? And we have automatic thoughts. Not all thoughts are negative, but not all automatic thoughts are positive either. So throughout the day, our mind is generating, our unconscious mind is generating all these thoughts throughout the day,
Uh-huh.
which are really rooted in our core beliefs, and we migrate to what's comfortable to us, which is our beliefs, and which later becomes our core beliefs.
Okay, got you. Got you. See, I
Meaning
always say
rooted.
rooted. So the core belief is what's driving
Yeah.
the actual. See, I always say this. So is it safe to say, because my teaching, my frameworks, I always
Yeah.
say that your identity is made up of your core values, core beliefs, your calling, gifting, and purpose. All of those things make up your identity. Would that be safe to say from a clinical perspective that a person's identity is their core beliefs and core values? Like but what you're really saying?
Yeah. So what you just said, what I just heard, I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
necessarily.
yeah.
What I just heard you say is, do the roots establish the tree? And I tell you, yes, the roots establish the tree. So
Got you.
anytime you talk about or use the word core,
Uh-huh.
the word core means from within.
Yeah.
So anytime you say core, that's from within, deep
Deep
within.
within. Yes. Yes. I totally agree with you. I
How
totally
does the
agree.
tree stand?
Yes.
Roots,
Roots. Yes.
deep rooted
Yes.
roots.
Yes.
You cut a
Yeah.
tree down, it's still growing.
Yeah. No, for real.
You haven't affected the
You
roots.
have infected the root. See, and that's this is good. And that's why I always ask people a simple question, even when I'm doing my one-on-one work. What do you believe? What are your core beliefs about yourself and the world around you? That matters. Like what you was just saying. Like, how do you see the world? Because that's how you're living your life.
Yeah.
If I see the world, watch this. If my belief about the world is this a scary place, it's a place that's overwhelming, it's a place that's people always trying to get me. How do you think I'm gonna live my life and walk out my front door? You see, those beliefs are going to drive me to make decisions like what you just said that align with those beliefs, even if they serving me or not.
Yeah. Can I use my notes? I
Yeah.
brought my notes today. I brought my
Hey,
notes
hey,
today.
hey, I told you, listen, when he got his notes in the white jacket, he shooting all the ball. He didn't came into the gym and told me, hey man, just go rebound because you ain't get.
Yeah, let me use my notes, man. So these are some things that I really wrote down, not in any specific order on how to develop healthy beliefs. Um, a person can develop healthy beliefs such as I'm capable, I'm worthy of love, I can recover from mistakes, my voice matters, challenges I can overcome, right?
Uh-huh.
However, there's an individual that is possible to develop beliefs such as I'm not good enough, people always leave, I can't trust anyone.
Mm-hmm.
These are the most common too, by the way,
Okay.
based on research. Um, I must be perfect to be accepted. If I ask for help, I'm weak. I'm responsible for everyone else. Nothing good lasts always. These are
Mm.
unhealthy beliefs.
Mm.
So my question is, what's the difference between the two?
Mm. Mm. Tell us.
How does one get to one side
Uh-huh.
and the other gets to the other side? Remember, we have five senses:
Uh-huh.
seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching.
Okay.
And the power of life and death is in the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what that truly means. I say it, I hear it, and I store it in the brain automatically.
Mm. Mm. I've heard you say that before.
Yeah,
What we say out loud, we hear, and our brain instantly
store it.
stores. Yeah.
Okay, so check this. Listen to this. If you hear it, it's still being stored in the brain. So what is that child? Because we're talking about children
Yeah.
who later become adults. What did that child hear
Mm.
that they're storing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Either one of the two.
Wow. Wow. And this is why I always say fundamental belief years, like me and you always talk about what you seen, what you heard, and what you experienced. Yeah. Wow. So listen, so let me ask you this then before we get to this next part. So would it be safe to say that some beliefs that we call us might have just been handed to us? They're not really who we are. Would that be safe to say? Because you know how some people say, and you hear this more than I do, because you it's 30 plus years in the community staple. Man, that's just who I am. Is it really, or is it just a belief that you've heard?
So anytime I hear that question, I ask, one of the first questions I ask is, what if who you are is no longer working?
I like that.
And what if who you are no longer fits who you really are? Because, and this is the example, you have on a nice pair of tennis shoes, right? Say you wear a size, for round numbers, a size 10.
Yeah.
Right? If I get that, if I bought 10 pair of those same shoes in all the colors that you like, your favorite colors, and I bought them in a size 8, would you wear those shoes? Would you accept them and wear them?
No, too small.
Yeah. But it's people that walk around whose beliefs are too small for them and put them on every day and believe they're just as comfortable, even though they're uncomfortable and they hurt them every day.
Hey man, we can turn it off right there. Hey, that's
I broke my nose today.
Hey, I told y'all he shooting all the ball. I'm opening the court. I'm like, ball. Hey man, hey,
go
that
through.
Is woo. Hey, slow that down one more time. They put beliefs on every day
that no longer fit. But if I ask you something as simple as, like the analogy I gave, I got you 10 pair of those shoes, but they're size 8, and those are all your favorite colors. You immediately said no.
Yeah.
They don't fit.
Yeah.
But how do we acknowledge and recognize when our beliefs don't fit and we continue to put them on every day, knowing they're uncomfortable? We get up leaving the house knowing it's uncomfortable. We have a conversation with somebody knowing what I'm saying is uncomfortable, but that's all we know because that's what we believe. So we have to understand we can outgrow our beliefs.
Wow.
But if you don't replace them with size 10s, guess what you do? You go put on those size 8s because they fit. And even though they're uncomfortable, you're comfortable in the size 8s.
Hey, wow. So people are comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes.
In the size 8.
You talked about it 3 weeks ago with the nervous system.
Yeah, with the wow. Beliefs, good people. Which brings me to the next point, right? This is why this conversation is so good, right? Now, baby, we entrepreneurs. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this one. No, baby, that ain't. Listen, belief. So listen, seeing the man that you are now, man, seeing you put in the work, 30 years pillar in the community, seeing where it started. We had this conversation after last week's Soul Truth, how your mom instilled a certain belief in you. Now, baby, we entrepreneurs. Talk a little bit about that, man. Talk a little bit about that story that you was telling me off camera last week.
Well, that's just a true story. I'll never forget that story. That's the most empowering. That's one of the most empowering stories of my life, man. I had a childhood, and I had some adversity in childhood from a very young age. I'm talking about before I went to school, started school, young age. But I remember, if I don't remember anything else about my childhood, I remember my mother telling me every day, God has something special. She used to look me in my eyes. That she used to get on my level. You know, she would get on my level and look me in my eyes and tell me, God has something special for you because the devil doesn't want you to talk. He has something special for you. And you know, I was young and I started getting older, and I used to say, why is she telling me this all the time, right? But she poured and instilled in me a belief to speak and to talk. And years later, you know, even before today, years later, it manifested. And I'll never forget that. And then like, you know, just coming from family members who are entrepreneurs, my family, many entrepreneurs and things of that nature. So it was certain things that it was the I don't want to say it was expectations. It was just the standard.
Yeah,
It was just the standard. I have an uncle who owned a uh, uh, he used to he owned a bus company.
Okay.
He owned several buses. My grandfather was an entrepreneur. I had many entrepreneurs in my family, and they were just entrepreneurs, and that just was a way of life for them. And I didn't understand and recognize how much that was impacting me. But remember, the seven that I told you earlier
Uh-huh.
was repeatedly told, what you repeatedly observed. I observed my grandfather going out and making it happen. I observed my uncle going out making it happen. I observed my mom going out making it happen. I observed aunts and uncles going out making it happen. How we interpret those experiences.
Yeah, yeah,
Remember, I told you
yeah,
the
yeah.
emotional intensity attached to those experiences. So, although it looked like a lot for me, it wasn't a lot for them.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing that, right? And then growing up, you know, and what one of the things that I learned and that I saw transparently and just now really just thinking, man, family time and spending time with family and spending
Yeah.
time with their kids and doing things like so they had a sense of freedom and they had a sense of really self-worth. I didn't truly understand that at a young age, but I saw that and I
Yeah.
observed that and I witnessed that, and that impacted my life. So when I began to go through my journey in life, it was certain things that was just so severely uncomfortable for me. I mean, it was a point in time to where I was working nights at a hospital for over 10 years. It
Yeah.
was truly uncomfortable,
Yeah.
truly uncomfortable. It was so just for the record, I've been in healthcare all my life. I've only had a couple jobs in my life outside of healthcare.
Yeah.
Everything I've ever done has been in the healthcare realm. I knew from a young age that I wanted to be a doctor. I was going to be a doctor. I was going to practice. I was going to do all of these things. I just knew that, and I wasn't going to deviate from any of that. So it was certain things that made me uncomfortable. Um, with some of the experiences that I
Uh-huh.
had, and I knew I had to be on that other side, and I had to be more of a decision maker. Now, does that come with increased ability, increased uh, stressed, increased worry? Absolutely. You know, increased nervous system. Did I have to improve self care? Absolutely. Did I have to go through a lot of other things? Absolutely. But it was certain things that I was willing to do, and it was certain things that I was unwilling to do. And as it relates to beliefs, because we're talking about
Yep.
beliefs, many of those beliefs I still hold true to me, close to me today because they're still relevant and they still work. Now, there's a lot of beliefs that um, I no longer believe because
Yeah.
they no longer fit me, and they're also no longer healthy for me.
Yeah.
And I won't jump ahead because I know you got
Oh, yeah, now,
a
hey man,
plan,
man,
but
this is good. This is good. You see, I'm eating it
yeah,
up. You see, I'm smiling because
yeah,
everything he's saying, like I said, this been my friend for. We just don't do the show together. This
nah,
been my friend for over 30 years. So
period.
everything that he's saying, I can attest to it. He, like the young people say, no cap. That's why I wanted to asked him that on camera because we was talking about that, so y'all can get a glimpse like what belief really does. I'm looking at what belief has done for this man
And
30
vice
plus years
versa.
and vice versa. Yeah. So y'all heard me talk about last week on the episode about my mom. Some of the same things. My dad, my grandmother getting down on my level. I saw it. I heard it. I talked about how my mother was number one at selling Avon. She was
Oh
number one
man,
at selling cemetery plots. Then she had a business for 10 years. My dad and grandmother had $1 million contracts when I was growing up. So I saw self-belief model. I heard self-belief talked about around the dinner tables, right? In everyday conversation. And then I experienced that. I was going down there to the FAA office with my dad and grandmother, dropping off payroll checks, meeting people. So I got to really experience that. So that's part of what you were saying. What we heard, and so yeah, man. So vice versa. Just to see the man that he is now based off those beliefs and see the man that I've became based off those beliefs, it matters, man. Because I remember, like you said about your mom, I remember my mom telling me from a young age, man, you got a gift to speak. Me speak? I ain't still standing up in front of no people. What? Stand up. She used to always say that, and everybody that like all my mom's friends used to tell me that all the time. Man, you got a gift for speaking. You got what? Speaking. Boy, my hands used to be shaking. You asked me to get in front of the classroom. But watch this. Belief. You say it long enough, your nervous system starts accepting it as true if you hear it long enough. I heard that. And vice versa. Just think if they would have told us other things about us.
Yeah.
What you say the other beliefs were, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So just think if you heard that. So yeah, that's what I wanted Dr. Ford to show that story. But talk about this next part of the story too. This goes with what you already said. I got to take care of my family. Tell that story when you was in college, man. They got to hear about the belief, man.
Yeah,
going back to belief.
True story, man. True story. Before I even had, I had a daughter at that time, and I was in college, and man, I went to college for a very long time, a large portion of my life. And I missed a lot of events. I missed a lot of events, a lot of sporting events, a lot of events that I wanted to go to. And even when I would spend time with family or friends, man, I always had my laptop or my book bag with me because I was studying and everything. And one particular time, I remember walking. By now I'm at University of Oklahoma. I'm in grad school. I'm at OU, and I'm walking, and it's snowing. It's snowing. This is a true story. I know you heard the stories about it was snowing, and I had to walk uphill both ways. It wasn't like that. I actually drove, but I had to get out and walk, and it was snowing, and it was on the weekend. Um, and it was a lot. It was like an all-star game in Dallas. It was Floyd Mayweather had a fight. So this is years ago. And people were asking me, "And are you coming? Will you be coming?" No, I can't. I got to take care of my family, and even walking, I remember people calling me. Was like, "Hey, will you be coming?" I said, "No, man, I got to take care of my family." They used to say, "Man, you don't even have a family." I said, "Yeah, I know. True story. Yeah, I know. But this is how I'm going to take care of my family in the future." So I never looked at going to school as going to school because school is very rigorous. And you have to be very consistent and you have to be very determined and dedicated. And that was the deterrent for me. And that was, man, you talk about having to self motivate yourself. So I couldn't tell myself, I was never willing to tell myself anything negative related to school. The only thing I was willing to tell myself was this: I'm going to take care of my family. This is how I will take care of my family in the future. So guess what I did every morning, every evening, every weekend that I had class, I got up and went because I understood my nervous system loved when I said I'm going to take care of my family. Hey man, right up. Right up.
Man.
I would get right up. I would have energy like nobody's business. I would get in my car, drive, walk, whatever I had to do. I would just have energy out of nowhere because in my mind, my core beliefs were rooted in what I wanted to do. So I had to motivate myself to accomplish those goals. And the way I did it personally, everybody's story is different. But the way I did it personally is that I would tell myself, hey, this is how I'm going to take care of my family. Or if anybody asks, hey, what are you doing today? Are you getting out? Are you going to play? Are you coming out? No, man, I gotta take care of my family. And they never got it. And the thing is, it wasn't for them to get. It was for me to receive.
Yes. Ooh, slow that. Ooh, it wasn't for them to get.
It was for me to receive. Because who
Ooh.
had to receive it? Me,
Yeah.
my mind, my thoughts, and my nervous system.
Yeah. 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 No, that's real. See, and that's why we've always worked well together. Our stories are kind of parallel. They kind
Yeah.
of, that's kind of the thing with me as well. Being told this, I got it in my mind. I've been public speaking,
Yeah.
personal development, just as long as you've been doing
Yeah,
clinic
yeah, yeah.
entrepreneurship. But like you said, it was the belief that was implanted from childhood that this is how I wanted to take care of my family. Anybody that know me know, man. I remember, man, just true story. I remember when we moved to Florida, and then we moved back at the end of 2023. And I was when we moved back, we was at my sister's house and waiting to get everything together and all that. I'm sitting in there talking to my sister in the living room, and we're talking about this. She had saw me getting ready to start the network. I didn't even think about the network then. I was just trying to get this message out. This belief that was installed in me from a little boy knew that I had a voice, I had a message. I remember looking my sister in the eyes when I moved back. This at the end of 2023, had tears in my eye, and I said, "Sis, I got to get this message out because this is what I'm supposed to do. No matter if I get this out or I'm gonna die trying." And she
Mm-hmm.
remember that still to this day. We talk about that. And now I got the network building it out.
Yeah.
That belief, like certain things that will hinder people, I always ask them, what do you believe about that? Because if you truly got a belief about that working out for you, nothing is going to hinder you from that. You might have to get a different vehicle. You might have to understand a different plan. You might have to
Mm-hmm.
change your circles. You might have to change your environments. But that belief. So let me ask you this: is a belief? So does a belief start, like you said, childhood in the mind? So belief. I wrote down identity, behavior, repetition, evidence, or
Mm-hmm.
how does that work? How would that
Yeah.
really
So
work?
yeah. Remember, I got my
Yeah.
notes.
Hey, shooting down the ball. Break that
so
down
so
for
what
us.
you're talking about is the belief cycle.
Okay,
So in
okay.
all things in life, there's a cycle. A child is born, you go through infancy, you go through adolescence, you go through adulthood, you go to elderly
Uh-huh.
age, and then it's a cycle and everything. The stages of change, they're cycles. So let me go over the belief cycle. Number one, a belief shapes identity.
Okay.
Number two, identity influences behavior.
Okay.
Number three, behavior becomes repeated.
Okay.
Because now, once you have an identity, you can do something. If I'm going to be a bully, number three is behavior becomes repeated. If my identity is a bully, guess what a bully does every day? Bully every day. If
Yeah.
I'm going to be a great person every day and be a leader in the community, guess what? Now it's time for me to act and encourage and reinforce this behavior,
Mm-hmm.
right? Number
Mm-hmm.
four is repetition produces evidence. The more I'm able to do it, the more evidence I have that this actually works,
Got you. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And number five is evidence strengthens the original belief.
Wow. You know what? That I'm gonna have you comment a little bit more about it. But when you was talking, because me and wifey done two
Yeah.
episodes about self-belief.
Mm-hmm.
So the last episode we done, we gave the people an update, and that cycle happened for her from
Yeah.
in a 2-3 week period. The belief, identity, the behavior. She changed her behavior. She took action. She started selling her product. She actually had a sale just last week, and she got the stuff together. But like you said, the behavior, the repetition, and then it ended in a sale because she had to change the belief
Mm-hmm.
about the business. So go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and just give a little bit more about that. I just wanted to let the community hear that in real time and translate that because I saw that same cycle in wifey over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I've seen that same cycle in myself. I always say it like this: when you start off doing something, because a new belief is scary because your nervous system don't treat it as
Mm-hmm.
familiar, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you start off doing something, anything you start off doing new is not going to be comfortable and you're not going to know how to do it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, but this is my story. This is my story.
Uh-huh.
And I wrote this specifically for what you just talked about.
Uh-huh.
I believe that I truly believed way back then that I had the responsibility to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the front end of being in school, I've gotten enrolled in these schools, right? And was top of my class too, by the way. I enrolled in these schools. So now I had at the baseline level, I had a responsibility just to prepare.
Yeah.
If I'm responsible enough just to prepare, that was step number one. I just have to be responsible enough to be prepared when the class starts, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
By that gave me a belief to get there in the snow, in the rain, no matter how I had to get there. If I had to catch a ride, that belief of having the responsibleness to prepare, because I was prepared to go.
Go. Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
the next step was it made it easier for me to go, right?
Mm. Mm.
And then this is the next step. By me going, that strengthened my discipline for me to believe that this is capable.
Mm. I like that.
The last step was by me being disciplined, it produced results.
There it
Now I'm
is.
passing the class.
There it is.
Now I'm no longer sitting in the back, I'm sitting in the front.
Mm. But you had to start with that belief.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I can see that. And as you was talking about your own story, I saw my own story in that as well with the network. You already know you've been there
Yeah,
from day
yeah.
that you seen where we started, had to
Man, I
prepare.
remember in Dallas that the Fishbowl radio
the
network,
radio, the radio
the
network
radio
that was
network,
on.
when you was
Yeah.
on the radio down there.
Yeah,
You was
man.
driving to Dallas and then you moved to Dallas and you was doing the radio show down there. And then I remember doing the shows with you years ago. This was over a decade ago when we was doing the phone calls.
Phone calls, man. Belief,
Yeah.
good people. Like Dr. Ford said, believe. I really believe that I'm this person. So, like he said, what do my actions show? What have you been knowing me for over 30 years? What have my actions shown? That I'm this person. Because I believe it. Repetition. So, man, I love when you say that. And then once you put it on repeat mode, you get the results. This is what I talk about with my 5R framework. Recognizing, regulating your body through those emotions, getting a new revelation on what to do different, putting it on repeat mode, building a rhythm around it, and putting it on repeat mode. So you can really be the person that you know you are. So
And then
listen, yeah,
I
no,
want
go
to
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I want to cover this because you're
Yeah.
talking about it too, and it's called confirmation bias.
Okay.
Confirmation bias is what the brain has a tendency to notice that supports what we already believe, while minimizing what we don't believe.
Oh, wait, break that down. Break that
Yeah.
down for the people at home. So you said what? While the brain continues.
The brain has a tendency to notice information that supports what we already believe while minimizing things that challenge what we believe. That's called clinically, that's called confirmation bias.
Okay.
I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
But confirmation bias works. You can have healthy confirmation bias, you can have unhealthy confirmation bias. Unhealthy confirmation bias, well, you believe that you still need to wear those size 8
Choose.
shoes.
Yeah.
And although those 10s look real nice, you're uncomfortable. So your brain automatically is going to minimize you thinking about those size 10 shoes and you wearing those size 10 shoes. So example is your brain that will start signaling and sending you automatic thoughts of, man, you wore these 8s since you was the last 5 years and they fit so good. Yeah, you stretch them out. Yeah, they're
Mm.
uncomfortable at first when you put them on, but by the end of the day, you don't even realize they're size 8 anymore. If you
Wow.
put that 10 on, if you put those size 10 shoes on, now you got to get comfortable wearing them. Now you got to believe that they fit your
Fit you.
feet. You don't even
Mm.
know for sure if they're going to fit your feet. You ain't had your
Mm.
shoes, you haven't had your feet measured in 5 years. How you know you
How
wear a
you?
size 10?
Wow. Wow. Man. So what I hear you saying, I'm gonna bring this home too for some people. So what I hear you saying is what I heard you just say, basically I get up every day. I can be going to a place to a job, or just use a job. I could be going to a job that's paying me X amount of dollars, six figures, but I know the job is toxic for me. It's not good for me, right? But I have confirmation bias. Well, it's paying me six figures. Oh, man, my boss and team ain't too bad. But every time you go, they
take
holler
care
at
of my
to take care
family.
of my family. Is that kind of what you're saying about the
Yeah,
confirmation bias?
confirmation bias. And then so the other things start to creep in your mind, the automatic thoughts. Well, they yell and scream at you, but they only do it towards the end of the day.
Oh,
It's almost time
wow.
to go home by then.
So you start convincing yourself that it's okay to be treated like that.
Yeah,
Wow, confirmation
because it's a bias.
bias. Yeah, confirmation bias. Wow. So listen, would you say your life doesn't only reflect what you want? A lot of times it reflects what you practice believing. Would you because that's what I wrote down. Would you kind of say it like that? Your life doesn't only reflect what you want. Most of the time it reflects what you practice believing.
Yes, yes, yeah. And then we have to understand what you practice and believe in doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth,
Mm,
because this is where feelings and emotions get involved,
got you.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as I like to say, man, I'm facts and data over feelings.
That's it. We gotta be. We
Yeah.
gotta be facts and data. We gotta be. Okay, so listen, man, as we get ready to wrap this up, tell the community what happens when the old belief stops working, and then how to recognize if an old belief is not working for us no more. Like what really happens if we keep down that same path to keep believing that our feet can fit a size 8 shoe.
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna happen to our feet eventually? Keep putting it in.
Man, they're gonna be in bad condition.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna be in bad condition. So and this is this is really important, and this
Um,
is really talking about the need for change
okay, yeah.
from something that's originally harmful from us
Yes.
from the very beginning. And I understand that some beliefs are adaptive. They helped us survive in certain environment. They helped us accomplish goals and move through different and difficult seasons in life. The issue with adaptive belief is we become restrictive in our circumstances.
No flexibility
Yeah,
there.
because to continue to do something that's wrong, you have to continue to convince yourself to believe something that you know not to be true.
Got you. So,
Like,
cause it feels more comfortable to us, we
yeah,
just stay with it instead of.
yeah,
Got you, got
yeah,
you, got you.
yeah. Like in some examples I put, I have to work harder than everybody else. I can never let anybody see me struggle. I must always be in control. I have to take care of everybody. Rest is laziness. You know, if I continue to do these things, I'm going to exert myself in a way that's not healthy and at some point won't be beneficial to me. Listen to what I just said though. Rest is laziness. I have to take care of everybody. I must always be in control. And one of the things that I say, and people say it's cliche, but I just say, man, and even for me in my own personal life, man, I had to realize I wasn't the savior. That
Yes,
I didn't go to
yes,
the cross and die for anybody.
yes.
I'm not the savior. And another thing that I say is we like to think when we help that we have to be the help. No, help can be resources or linking them with somebody else or referring them to somebody else. No, I'm not the savior. I can't be the savior. I'm not even going to put that type of stress on me.
Man, that was a big one for me. We gonna pause right because I used to think I was. My wife could tell you this. You probably even know over the years knowing me,
Yeah.
I used to feel like I had to save people. And like you said, that was a belief that I had to undo from my nervous system, feeling like you said, it had to be me. I was the only source that can do it. And like you said, there's other sources, there's resources out here. Send somebody a referral. Hey, I can't, but this person can.
Yeah.
I don't have to save people, so yeah, go ahead, but I just wanted to put that because as you was talking, I was seeing myself in that of a belief that I had to undo as well. But yeah, man, go ahead though.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, the clinical. So, what that means is sometimes we become loyal to old survival strategies that's helped us in the past. and helped us become successful. So in our minds, we think, well, when I was 22 years old, 23 years old, this is the ambition, this is the motivation that I had. So this is the same motivation that now in my 50s, I have to continue to have and continue to maintain. No, that's not true,
Yeah.
because now I have more resources and I have more beliefs. And man, I'm just transparent and
Yeah.
honest. If me 30 plus years later, if I still believe the same things that I believe, not all of them, but the majority of them, if I still had the same beliefs from me 30 years ago when I was in my 20s, man, that's not a very successful 30 years.
No, man, that's true. Because I hear you all often reference the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus belief, right?
Yeah,
Coming up, we believed in cartoons
yeah,
and Easter
yeah,
Bunny. Like you
man.
said, beliefs have to change. So as we close this, I want you to stay right there, man. So beliefs have to change as we change. So give the community some practical things that they can do once they start recognizing, man, this belief is not serving me now. Now, how do you really change that? And what steps do you have to take to change it? Because it's one thing to have self-awareness, like me, you talk about. Self-awareness gets you in the room, but consistency builds the belief. So what type of consistency is needed now? Now that the people recognize from this show, oh, this is me. They talking to me. What can they do today to start changing those beliefs that's not serving them?
So, and I'm gonna just tell this story because we talk about this all the time, but I want people to understand it. And also, my goal is to give people the simplest form to where they understand. And it was a point, and I use myself for example. It was a point in time in life when I was a young child, and I believed in Santa Claus. I believed in the Easter Bunny. I believed in the Tooth Fairy. I believed in the Boogeyman. I believed in all these different things.
Uh-huh.
The older I got, I began to recognize that I no longer need to believe in those things, right? And that's at its most simplest form.
Mm-hmm.
So, my question always is, what are we currently believing in today that we still believed in back then that are no longer relevant to our life?
Mm.
Because we have to understand that. I know, and you know, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand it's a good place for kids and all of that stuff. But at some point, you have to realize and understand those are figments of your imagination,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to go on facts and what's true and what you really believe. And if you continue to believe that, you'll be let down, and you'll have some things happen to you in your life, right?
Yeah.
So what I always talk about uh, is number one, you have to identify the belief.
Okay.
So the belief in this case is, I believe Santa Claus is real. You have to identify the belief
Mm.
and understand, is this really true? I understand it was true at a point in time in my life, but at today's date, in today's time, is this belief still honestly true? And these are yes or no
Yeah.
answers,
So yeah.
because automatic thoughts in our mind loves to be comfortable. Well, it's kind of true. You see him every year.
Yeah.
He's at the mall. No, just yes or no.
No. Yeah.
Is this true?
Yeah.
Number two is identify its origin. Who taught me this?
Mm.
Was it directly stated or indirectly demonstrated?
Wow.
Was it directly stated or indirectly demonstrated? That's key.
Ooh, kind of touch on that indirectly. That's what you talked about earlier.
Was
Just
it directly stated? Was it directly said to me repeatedly over and over and over again? Or was it indirectly demonstrated? Or did I go to the North Pole every Christmas and see Mr. and Mrs. Claus and see him wrap the gifts? How was it demonstrated?
demonstrated. Wow. I like that.
What appeared to support it? Because somebody got to support the belief.
Mm.
Who supported it?
Mm. Mm. Who supported the? Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's a deep question. Who supported the belief that you saw?
How old was I when I reached this conclusion?
Mm.
What did the belief help me do? or help me avoid. Because a belief is designed to do something or designed to avoid something. If I
Ooh-wee.
believe that I shouldn't run a red light, it's to avoid me getting a ticket.
Yeah.
If I believe that I can leave whenever I want and I can run red lights, then I believe that I'm in a rush and I can skip through the red
We're
light.
like, yeah.
So a belief is designed to allow you to do something or avoid something.
Oh, wow.
Number
Wow.
3, examine the evidence.
Mm.
This is facts,
Yeah.
not feelings.
Yeah.
Just examine the evidence. What does the evidence say?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Is
separate the
there
story.
evidence to support the belief?
So separate the story from the facts, like we always say.
Yeah. What evidence contradicts it?
Mm.
Am I treating a painful experience or a universal rule?
Ooh. Am I treating a painful experience or a universal rule? So we
Yeah, I
got to
told you I got
examine
my
that.
notes.
I thought, hey man, he came back. Soon as I came, I told y'all good people. Soon as I came in, he said, "Man, you don't even worry about it. Just go down there and rebound today, baby."
Yeah, I'm shooting all the balls. And then identify the cost because a belief costs you something.
Wow, man, this is
It
good.
does.
Yeah, it does.
A
It
belief
does.
is going to cost you something.
It does. It does. This is
The
good.
reason a belief costs you something because it's gonna make changes in certain areas of your life. So you have to identify what it's costing you
Mm.
and be transparent and honest with yourself. Number 5, develop a believable replacement. Because if you don't replace those 8s with number 10s, you'll keep putting on those 8s. And
Mm.
then this is the thing. I always say you have to know what you know, what you know, what you know. If you don't know what you know, what you know, what you know, I can convince you of anything. I can convince you that those 8s are fit and those 8s are bigger than the last size 8s that you got and they'll feel better. And if you don't know you really need to wear a size 10, you'll put those 8s on.
Be like, ooh, these 8s look good.
Yeah.
What size you say these?
8. These are the new 8s.
And I know I need a 10.
Yeah.
Consciously, I know I need a 10.
Yeah.
But in my body's
Yeah.
like, nah, those 8s
So
is cool.
you have to know it just like that. Just like you know your date of birth, your eye color, how tall you are, the name of your parents, how old you are, where you were born. It's some deeper things that you have to know about yourself. But if you don't know it, you can be convinced of anything.
So self-mastery. You got to
Yeah.
master and know some self. So let me say this real quick before you get to the last couple of points. You said replace it with a believable belief. You
Yeah.
said replace the belief that don't work with a belief, because sometimes people replace beliefs that don't work with more beliefs that don't work. That's why I wanted you to kind of touch on that a little bit. When you recognize the belief to replace it, now you got to replace it with a believable belief. In other words, if you see a bad habit and you replace it with another bad habit, it's pointless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, got you. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
And to follow up on that, if a person believes that I'm worthless, immediately saying I'm the greatest person alive, that's a false belief. You can't go from worthless, I'm not valued, I'm not appreciated, to I'm the best ever.
There it is. That's what I want you to kind of touch on.
Yeah,
That's what I
there's a
wanted you to touch.
it's
Yeah.
a transition. You don't go from it takes 18 years to be 18 years old. That's called a transition.
Transition.
So
Mm.
you have to transition your beliefs. You can't go from not being loved and not feeling worthy or not being valued to I'm the most valuable person ever. Your brain isn't gonna understand that. Your brain isn't gonna concept that.
So basically, what I hear you saying too in other areas, you can't go from recognizing that you was in a broken relationship to I'm fit to get into the healthiest relationship of my life, or you can't go from making $100,000 a year to say I'm gonna be making $1 million next year, but it don't work. What I'm hearing you say, the brain, it takes steps.
Yeah.
You gotta retrain it in steps.
And they have to be achievable.
Mm.
Achievable.
Yeah,
Achievable.
Gotta,
Achievable.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
you can do whatever is achievable, but you have to know if it's achievable, and you know what's achievable.
yeah.
I'm going tomorrow's tomorrow. I know that ain't achievable. I'm gonna think about that for 10 minutes and be back doing
So I'm doing,
whatever I
yeah.
was doing.
No.
Finally, you have to create the evidence.
Mm.
And what I mean by create the evidence, you got to practice, man.
Practice.
Yeah.
Put it on repeat mode. So that's why I always say part of my 5-hour framework, once you build that new rhythm, you got to put it on repeat mode every single day. See, look, something that you said on that last point, man, before we get up out of here. That's it. That's the show today, good people. But I want to say this, because I say this all the time, and people can see this about money and health. Like he just said, your brain works in steps, processes. So me and you was talking about this off camera, how everybody want to be in the 1%, 3% earners. And me and you be like, boy, do you know how difficult that like you can't go, like you said, from $80,000 a year to saying that, oh, I'm gonna be making over $1 million a year next year. That's kind of, your brain don't even process it like that. Your brain is instantly
And
telling
you
you
know how
you're
much
alive.
stress you just put on your nervous system by even, remember, you say it, you hear it, and you store it in your brain. You know how much stress you just put on your nervous system by saying that? Now
Wow.
your body has to convince you.
Wow. And that's why some people, when they say things, this is, man, this is good, man. Look,
This is
look.
actually just saying that and hearing that. This is what just came to my mind. People that know me know,
Yeah.
and I have a very different mind, and I have a unique memory and things of that nature. Lord forgive him, for he not know. That's the
What came
internal
to,
thought.
yeah.
Hearing you say that, just the thought that came to my mind, and what I just heard, my own mind telling me, Lord forgive him, for he not know.
But that makes sense, because you can't, this is why I
Because my
always
mind is
say,
also designed to protect me
yes,
in a natural state.
yes.
If we hear gunshots or whatever going on outside, a dangerous, violent situation, and I'm saying, I need to go out there, my brain is going to protect me,
Yeah.
or at least attempt to protect me. Now, are
Yeah.
you sure you want to go out there?
Yeah. No, man. That's
All you have is a bottle of water next to you, and the water isn't even yours. You sure you want to go out there right now?
wow. Wow.
Are you even sure you need to be by this window?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I do. So this is why, and look, man, we could talk about this all day. I got to get up out of here though.
Yeah.
But this is why affirmations alone don't work. What I'm hearing you say, because you can say something, but from a physical, nervous system standpoint, it's not a truth. So if you say, "Oh, I'm a millionaire," but yet you got 10 things past due, all, you know what I'm saying? So you're putting yourself up under unnecessary stress instead of just saying, "I'm going to improve my financial situation." What steps do I need to take to improve my financial situation? What steps do I need to take to improve my health or to improve whatever situation?
Yeah.
You can't go instantly from, I am a millionaire. I am a millionaire. That's why I tell people, this is why people fall out of good favor with affirmations. Oh, affirmations don't work. They do, but in and of themselves alone, they don't work. So, like, that's what I'm hearing you say,
Yeah, because
basically. Like, you can't.
affirmations are designed to be the driver of the work that you need to put in. I can't continue to tell myself, I'll be better today. I'll be better today. I'm going to be better today. And then I do absolutely nothing to be better today. It's not the affirmation that didn't work. It's the work and the effort that I didn't put in that didn't work.
Ooh, look, and we gonna end it on that right there, good people. Hey, drop the mic. I told you he was shooting all the balls today. So listen, man, that's Soul True Sunday Conversations, man. This is a special episode. Y'all know we come on every first Sunday, but we wanted to jump on and talk about this belief, man. This belief. So now, as we close this, you got the pen in your hand. You hear me talk about, we come out as a blank sheet. You see all this stuff on my piece of paper? You got the pen. Here's the secret though that most people don't understand. That pen, that eraser, you can erase whatever's been written on your blank sheet of paper. You can erase whatever belief that's not serving you in your money, relationships. You heard Dr. Ford. So now that the pen is in your hand, what you gonna do with it, good people? And that's Soul True Sunday. Remember, every Sunday, 9 a.m. Central, we here live, good people. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m., the Married Life episode drops. Every last Monday of the month, Soul True Spotlight drops at 7 p.m. And then the Dirty Be You show starts next month at 7 p.m. on Friday. Look, we building this thing out, baby. The network, baby. This belief. You seeing it. Belief, baby. Belief. So until next time, same bad time, same bad channel. I'm FL. This is my co-host, Dr. Ford. This is Soul True Sunday Conversations with Dr. Larry Ford. And until next time, good people, what do you believe about yourself and the world around you? That's the question that you have to answer to get fully aligned to your true self. Have a great Sunday. FL signing off, Dr. Ford. There to be you, baby. Happy Sunday to you.